Hey, you guys, let's get into the first portion of your reading. Divine, what is it you need us to know today? What is it you need us to know? Okay, so first coming out is the sacral chakra. Right off the bat, creation could be very significant for this is a very sacred space. We have fulfillment of wishes here as well. So I do feel like there is some form of creation that you're doing all on your own. Nine tends to just be a singular energy when it comes down to tarot. Nine of Pentacles energy, most certainly. But this is Nine of Cups here as well, is what I'm feeling. So it's almost like a dream come true. And this dream come true could just be at the beginning stages of this. This doesn't mean that you're going to automatically come into wealth, because I feel like in this particular time, wealth here is something that you are going to have to work for. Now, abundance, being abundant is something that you are, born with. You're abundant naturally because there's many resources and gifts that you have that could profit you some sort of living. So I do feel like what's going to be more important in this time is creation, how you make your money possibly here as well. Divine sacral chakra, what's the intended purpose? Okay, and we have the base chakra that is coming out here now as well. So grounding yourself in your creative ventures could be very significant here as well. I do feel like there's going to be a different perspective or a different take on how you do create and what it is you want to create. I feel like you could be sticking with the same dream, but you may be doing it differently this time around. Maybe something didn't work out for you, or maybe something was supposed to happen progressively, because I feel like some people felt like something was going to happen overnight. Now, miracles, signs, and wonders happen every single day, whether we hear about it or not. I do believe that this is something that you're intended to work for. You need to be rooted and grounded in your creativity. I feel like that's why a lot of creatives have been set down in this particular time, because you need to be very strategic, or you need to be very concise about what it is you're putting out in the world, because what you are putting out in the world could impact people negatively or positively. So I feel like there's a need to be very careful with how you're creating or what you are presenting out to the world. Well, we have wisdom here at the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant, essentially, yeah. So I do feel like this is going to take a level of skill. But whatever it is, I do feel like you are very focal, in this. And I feel like you are going to be someone that people look to. So I do feel like in this time, just like I was saying, you're going to be very influential, because I feel like a lot of people are going to begin to look to you for advice. So a lot of you could just definitely be consultants. Like, people are going to look for you to consult. Divine, what else is here? So we have prosperity begins as well as temptation. So essentially the devil. So yeah, so 11 could be very significant, because I do feel like something's coming into balance for you here as well. So 22 significant as well. We have prosperity being one, we have the base chakra that is one, and then we have the sacral chakra, which is two, one and one, two, and then we have 22. So 11, 22 could be very significant. So I feel like what's happening is you were meant to come out of this trying time. I do feel like there were different challenges, maybe things you were held bondage to, things that, maybe had a hold on you previously. This could be like attachments and different things like that. So I do feel like after a trying time, after challenges, after trials and tribulations, I'm hearing almost there from the Princess and the Frog. So you could almost be there, and some people want to give up right before they're about to strike gold. There's just something about you remaining strong, you remaining fervent in what it is you're doing. Divine, can you tell me more about the devil energy? Is this yeah. Okay. So we have power or the strength come in here. So yeah, I feel like you had to remain strong. I feel like you remained steadfast. I do feel like you were inspired outside of yourself here as well. And outside of yourself being more, well, that would actually be inside. So I feel like you were empowered. Like you have a willpower that is unprecedented. Like you are not somebody who easily gives up on something that you're working on. And I feel like you had a level of persistence that is to be talked about. And maybe that's something that do people do talk about, because you are giving me a strong individual. And most times people say you need to check on your strong friends. I feel like your strong friends are okay. And every time, there are times where there is need to reach out, but I feel like that's just natural, just like anybody else. But you are strong in a way that other people aren't. And I feel like a lot of people look to you to see what you're going to do, to see how you're handling things. But I do feel like there's going to come a time where you are going to be some form of consultant in some kind of way. Power, divine, the strength. Okay. And then we have balance. So justice. So once again, like you were meant to come out of something that you're about to receive, wherever you're about to land after some trying time is exactly where you're supposed to be. But this is something that you worked for, or you worked your way out of it, or you worked your way to it. So it's fair, it's balanced. This seems like this is something that you're deserving of. And I do feel like when this type of energy comes along, this is something that is going to honestly stand the test of time because of the time that has gone into this. I feel like you've experienced many different things in order for you to be here. And I feel like you're going to take advantage of those experiences. You're going to use them to possibly even help other people, because I was talking about consulting here as well. So I do feel like your gifts in a way are going to make room for you, no matter how your life is looking now. It is relevant, but how your life is now in comparison to what it will be a distant faint memory. Divine, what else? And we have the emperor, so authority. So yeah, I feel like you're going to be enlightened, and this definitely gives me strong leadership vibes, and this does give me some type of, as the card says, some type of authority. And once again, I do feel like people are going to be looking to you because there's something that you have achieved here. There's something that you've mastered, being this emperor, being this authority figure. And I feel like because of your skill, because of your expertise, because of your experience, within this particular field or within this particular venture, people are going to be looking to you, because I feel like you're going to be a success in places that other people aren't, or something is going to work out for you so well, and people are going to be wondering how you've done it, and they're going to be looking to you to figure that out here as well. Because I do feel like we're coming into a very interesting time. And the interesting thing about this spread right now is we have six major arcana cards, six major cards here with one minor, and that minor card is prosperity begins. So there's definitely strong emphasis of you having achieved something, you being the master of something, whether people feel this is something that you are deserving of or not, because I feel like this is a skill and a talent for you that comes naturally. And although you may be certified, to do this as far as legalities, I do feel like this is still something that you do know how to do naturally. You just needed, some type of degree, or you needed some type of certification in order for this to happen. Divine, last few messages concerning this energy. And we have love begin. So prosperity is beginning for you, love is beginning for you, and then the two minor cards are aces. So this is definitely the start of something. This is the beginning. Like, this is something that's really meant for you to be fulfilled by. This is something for you to be loved by, or for you to have love, because a lot of times with the work that we are doing, is really just for a paycheck. It's just to make it through life, for those bare necessities. In this particular manner, I feel like whatever it is you're beginning now is going to be something that you love, something that people could be inspired from. And then I feel like This is promised to you in some kind of way. I feel like this was something you always were meant to do. And I feel like this is something you consulted with the divine about, your spirit team, source. And I feel like your prayer, in some way is getting ready to be answered. I feel like you're about to be gifted something that's going to bring a lot of people out, or it's going to be helpful to a lot of people. But before it's helpful to a lot of people, it's going to first be helpful to you. Divine, last few messages. Okay. And we have truth, which is the judgment. So I feel like you have faced many different challenges, but these challenges that you face were for you to awaken to who you are, for you to possess and own what it is you're supposed to possess and have. Like I feel like who you are was who you've always been, but I feel like you've had a mask on for a while. And this mask probably protected you or shielded you from close friends, family. But I feel like now that you've taken the mask off, now that you revealed who you really are, people don't know you. They really didn't know your capability. Only you did. Like you had a hint of what this is. And I also feel like who you are becoming now is even a shock and a surprise to you. Because maybe what you're getting ready to do, maybe you thought you wouldn't get the opportunity to do it because of the way life is going or the way your life looked. I feel like you're going to land exactly where you're supposed to land. And any roadblock or any challenge that you face was only some type of hindrance to stop you from doing what you were really supposed to do, to see if you were going to give up. And you never gave up. You remained persistent and you continued to forge ahead despite the things that were going on with you. I feel like you are somebody, once again, that people are going to look to because you've made it through many different things. These things other people possibly have put you through. And even those people who put you through those things, even they are going to be humbled by what you're getting ready to do. So don't be surprised if you have people from your past not trying to get at you in a sense of wanting you back or trying to be your friend again. But don't be surprised if you get phone calls or text messages with people asking you, how did you do it? How did you do it? Because they didn't they didn't believe in you, but you believed in yourself. And I feel like that's the only thing for you that really began to matter, because you began to see that people didn't have your best interest at heart. And these were people who were very close to you, very, very close to you. So shout out to you for making it all the way. There is a change coming, and I feel like anybody who believes in anything can feel that. I feel like we're in for many different things, but I also feel like we're also in for security. We're in for changes, positive changes, in our lives that are designed, to help us progress and move forward despite what things look like. Yes, I feel like things are challenging, but I feel like we've made it through a lot, especially if you were born in the 80s and are a millennial. So listen, I feel like this is the time for a lot of people to seek out clarity and understanding, because what lies ahead of us, some things we know, and then there are some things that we just don't know, that we need further insight on, that other people, that you possibly know can help you out with. I have one solution for you, and I've always had a solution for you, and it's worked out for so many people, including I. That sponsor is Psychic Source. Like, full out clarity, full understanding. Click the link in the description box. Use my unique code JMarian, and yes, you can get up to 40 minutes of clarity and insight for only $19.80. This is what you do. You pick the advisor, you pick what you want to discuss and you want to talk about, you pick your clarity, you get to choose, because this session is all about you. And the good thing about this is, if you are not satisfied with your insight, if you're not satisfied with the clarity, if you're not satisfied with the advisor, you can get your money back. I feel like that's one of the best benefits of this, but I feel like the better benefit is you getting the clarity that you seek. Okay, check those details down below in the description box. And now on to your reading. Divine, what closing insight do you have for us? Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles. So automatically, I'm feeling a mode of receptivity, putting yourself in a mode where you're able to receive. In this particular time, I do feel like it's less about doing and more so about attracting. Now, attracting is doing something. That doesn't mean that you're just sitting around not doing anything. You know, you're still remaining active, but it's more so a mode where you're able to receive. And the action that you are taking is taking it easy. Because I do feel like this is just one of those moments. If I can give it anything, it's laying in green pastures besides still waters. And, you know, that's part of Psalms 23, because that's what it's been feeling like for a lot of people. In a place where people, you know, were panicked, they began to calm down just a little bit, because I feel like people naturally, when we lose things, you know, there's a cause for us to become a little afraid or become a little disparaged or hopeless. And I feel like that's exactly what that's intended to do. When you lose things, the goal is people that will hope that you would remain in a desolate state, that you would give up, especially if you are a strong person and if you know that you haven't done anything wrong and you've been wrongfully terminated or wrongfully accused. There will be retribution. Are we in charge of when that comes back or when it happens? No. I feel like continue to go about your life, mind your business, do whatever it is you need to do, and don't worry about what that karmic retribution would be. I feel like this is a mode for you to concern yourself with you, and you no longer have anything else to give to anyone else. Maybe when you become stable and you become in your right mind and stable in that particular space, I feel like then you can go after other people. But if this is a space where struggle is a thing and you're getting back on your feet, focus on you, because that's what the intended purpose is. Divine, tell me more about this Six of Pentacles, because I'm also hearing double for your trouble. We have the Nine of Swords. Yes, I feel like what's getting ready to happen is in the state of worrying, panicking, just like I was talking about. I feel like you're about to be given something to ease that pain, to ease that trouble, for you to not worry, for you to not be concerned about this. And, you know, a lot of people will have you believe that supernatural things don't happen, that miracle signs and wonders don't happen. Miracle signs and wonders have been happening every single day, because I'm pretty sure you can count on, you know, probably both hands, at the times where you felt like you were supposed to give up, things weren't supposed to work out for you, and then miraculously something happens. Whether this is somebody doing something for you externally, or something coming on time, something coming in the mail, a check, or somebody handing you back some money that you forgot that you lent them months ago, things like that. So small wins could turn into big wins. Divine, tell me more about this energy, the Six of Swords and this not Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. We have the Three of Pentacles. Yes. So I feel like what's getting ready to happen is something is meant to be gifted to you to help you begin to rebuild. So this is about a rebuilding process, because I feel like your foundation in a sense was broken, or maybe you had to move, but it's something about displacement, because you don't belong somewhere anymore. So you need to move. You had to, and sometimes we just won't do. So sometimes things happen outside of ourselves that we may or may not understand, but also remember that you prayed a particular kind of prayer, and maybe what's going on or maybe what's happening has something to do with that prayer that you prayed. Divine, tell me more about the Three of Pentacles here. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords. So you remember I was talking about mask off? I feel like you are taking off the mask, and the Seven of Swords is giving me just the energy of revealing, revealing the truth about who you are, no longer lying to yourself. I feel like you are remaining strong in this space, and I feel like now you can take the mask off, because it's something about vulnerability here. I feel like mask off so people can really truly see you. You are not ashamed and you are not hiding anymore. Divine, tell me more about the Seven of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. You are no longer afraid. You are fearless, as the card says. You're fearless in everything that you do. I feel like you're relentless in your pursuit. I feel like you are not the type of individual to give up so easily, and I feel like you remain consistent and fervent in what you believe in. This Knight of Wands is giving me a very confident individual. You are not afraid to walk the path least traveled. Okay, Divine, tell me about the Seven of Swords. Nice. We have the Page of Pentacles. You are the type of individual right now that's seizing opportunities. Like, you're not letting anything pass you by, especially if it aligns with you. And that's more so what it's about. If it aligns with you, you're going with it. You are not questioning it. I feel like this is a time for us to take that leap of faith, because what do you have to lose? Like, literally in this economy, what do you have to lose? I feel like this is a moment for a lot of people to try that thing that you haven't tried, and I can guarantee you, for some of you all, that thing that you haven't tried is that thing that's going to work out for you, because it's going to come effortlessly, and you probably are going to end up saying, why didn't I do this sooner? Divine, Page of Pentacles. And we have the Judgment. This person that you are becoming, because that's what it feels like. It feels like a journey of restoration. It feels like a journey of recovery, of becoming and letting things go here as well. Because with the Judgment, in order to become something new, you have to let some old things go, because old things don't belong in new spaces. You can't put new wine. You can't put new wine in old lambskins. You have to put new wine in new lambskins, because of the consistency of the container. Because from my understanding, lambskin, it stretches, and the grapes wouldn't ferment in there correctly, if I remember that correctly. So Judgment is coming for you to release that old way of being, release that shackle. Like, you're becoming somebody completely new, and old things are falling away. This could be family, this could be friends, this could be an old workspace, this could be work colleagues, or things that were holding you bondage. This could be drinking, this could be smoking. Nothing wrong with the two. But for some people, they're releasing and they're letting go of habits because of why they picked up those habits. It wasn't just for the enjoyment. There was something that was holding you captive to that. So there were many different things that you had to release in order to gain clear thought, clarity, and understanding. Divine, this Judgment, and I say that without judgment. The Judgment, Divine. Look at that. We have the Devil. And we have the Four of Wands. Yes, a lot of you have gotten rid of toxic ways. That's so crazy. A lot of you all have gotten rid of destructive behaviors, things that were influencing and impacting you negatively. And you've conquered those things with the Four of Wands. A lot of you all have been sober for many years, and congratulations to you. Some of you all are just beginning your journey. Yes, congratulations. And I do feel like you are going to have very, very strong success with that, with the Four Wands. I'm also hearing for some of you all, it was very easy. It was like night and day. And it wasn't that it was an addictive quality that was attached to it. It was just more so the reason why you were doing it. And now that you've healed and now that you've overcome, you are no longer codependent to those behaviors. So you're releasing them and you're letting them go. Divine, what else? And we have the Ace of Wands. Yes, this is something that you could have got clarity and insight about. And this is something that that you could, that you needed to give up. And you listened and you took action, and you took action right away. I don't feel like there was any form of hesitation. I feel like in this space, you decided that you love yourself more so than these destructive behaviors, these destructive qualities, and you let those things go. So who you're becoming now is very important to where you're going. That's so crazy. Who you are becoming now is important to where you're going. And I feel like you're learning those lessons early before you get there, releasing anything that no longer serves you. Last few messages here, Divine. Okay. And we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there is a very strong release, because I feel like this was a painful transition. I feel like it didn't come by easy. There were challenges behind this, but you have been successful. And I don't feel like you are letting those old things, those things that troubled you, you're not letting them get in the way. You're no longer letting things defeat you, beat you down, have you boggled down. Three of Swords, lastly, and then we have the Empress being another three. So 33 could be significant. So we had 11 and 22 earlier. Now we have the 33 in a sense. So the Empress energy, you see that there's a wealth of things that you can create. You are abundant. You were born that way, you know? And with the Empress here, I feel like you are letting that show. You are using your gifts, your talents, your resources to your full advantage. And I feel like you are going to be very abundant in that space. So we also have the Six of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. You are going to be somebody that people are going to look to. I feel like you are definitely going to be an inspiration in your own right. Whether this is something that is publicly out there or not, people look to you. I'm not saying people are stalking you or monitoring you. No, I feel like even people who did you bogus or who did you wrong, I feel like people can look at you now and say in some way, in some right, you are successful. Either you've given up on old toxic habits and old ways of thinking, or you've become who you said you were going to become when you knew those people. Divine, can you lastly clarify the Empress here? Okay. And we have the Five of Cups as well as the Moon. I feel like a lot of people are disappointed, you know? I feel like they're disappointed in the way that they treated you because who you were was hidden, you know? But I do feel like also it was in plain sight for them. I just feel like this is something that they overlooked. You are somebody that they overlooked. Do I feel like they did it on purpose? I do feel like they did it on purpose, but whatever was done on purpose for them was also done with purpose for you here as well, with you in mind. Because, I mean, you'll take the foolish things to confound the wise, especially when people do know or they think that they know everything, especially when it comes to you. God don't play about you. Okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully, this message resonated with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you were able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box. And yes, that includes our sponsor, Psychic Source, because already, in this month, so many people have gone through with it. And that just makes me elated because that just gives me the nudge and sign that people are taking their lives serious and people want to see the change, especially when it comes to you just off the whim and you need to do something about it. Sometimes tomorrow, you can't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow is not promised. It's never been promised to you. Hell, the next second isn't promised. So why not act now? Those details down below in the description box as well. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and I'll see you in the network. Bye, guys.